In this repair video, we're going to be working on a PS5, PlayStation 5 that came in for no signal. The console is not transmitting any signal onto the screen. Customer said the console was working properly. They bought it off eBay because, as you know, PS5s are still not available in stores. Now, I did tell the customer that the problem may be related to the HDMI connector because the console was working. It only stopped transmitting an image after it fell down. So I inspected that connector while the customer was still waiting. I did not see anything obvious from looking at the connector. The pins look good, the plastic piece inside look good, and the housing of that connector looks good. But we still do not know what's going on behind that connector, where the connector solders onto the motherboard. 19 pins. We do not know if pins are broken from the pads, if pins are possibly pushed out, or whatever the case may be. Right now, if the problem is not HDMI connector related, then we're gonna have to figure out what's causing a no signal onto the screen. So I'm gonna take a few minutes for Big Boss to disassemble the console, and we will work on that motherboard to see what's going on. If the problem is in fact a damaged HDMI connector, I do not have those connectors in stock. They are available right now on eBay. We do sell HDMI connectors for all consoles, but we do not have one for PS5. I'm wondering if we can use possibly the PS4 connector or PS4 Slim connector. I did a quick search online to see if PS4 connectors are compatible with PS5, and I was not able to find that information. We have the motherboard out. Let's take a look at the HDMI port, and the port does not look good. Look at this. Look at the condition of the pins on that HDMI port. Look at this. Not a single pin is making a connection. It appears that maybe the port was pushed inside, so the pins broke off the pads, and you see, not even a single pin is solid because there are no pads on this side of the board. There are no pads on this area of the board. The pads are all the way down there, so the port must have been pushed backwards, which caused the pins to break off the pads, and they are as you see them now. Based on the way this HDMI port looks, it's arcing down and the top is flat. It's similar to the PS4 Slim HDMI port. So I do not know if we can use a PS4 Slim HDMI port and put it on a PS5 motherboard. I mean, this connector is 19 pins, but since we have broken pins, then you're not going to be able to count 19, but it should be 19 pins. And this is the PS4 Slim connector. Look at the legs. They fit exactly in the same position. And it's the same length, same width, and same shape. It's curving from the bottom and flat on the top. Now, the only difference I see is maybe the way the top looks. It looks a little bit different. Look at the PS5 one. And look at the PS4 Slim one. But that's about the only thing I see as being different. Let's go ahead and desolder the PS5 HDMI connector. What I'm going to do is apply low melt solder on the back pins here to desolder the connector. I want to apply as minimal heat as possible to remove that connector, and to do so we use low melt solder. We're going to mix low melt with unleaded, which is found on the board, and by doing so we lower the melting temperature of the solder joints, and then we can use a little bit of hot air to desolder that connector. I talk about low melt a lot, so by now you should know what low melt solder is and what it does. And right now all we have to do is apply heat to desolder that port, which is right over here. Okay, so the port is out, and now we're gonna inspect the condition of the pads under that HDMI connector, since all those pins were broken off the pads. We're just gonna pray that all the pads are still good. And yes, all the pins are in perfect condition. The pads are in perfect condition. We're gonna go ahead and clean up. So now it's time to put the new HDMI connector, the one from the PS4 Slim, and see if that will work. Like I said, the port has the same dimensions. It looks the same. The HDMI port fits without issues. Look at this. The pads on this HDMI connector are making a flush connection with the pads. Look at this. So as you can see, we are not able to use the PS4 Slim Pro HDMI connector on PS5 console. Sony just can't figure out how to keep using the same HDMI port on all their consoles. They have to change the connector in one way or another. I mean, what's the use of shifting those pins to the left? The port is exactly the same, but the pins, 19 pins, are shifted over to the left. So the last pin remains loose and the first pad is empty. We're gonna have to order a port from eBay. We will probably get that part within a couple of days, and I will make another video to finish off that repair and see if that connector will fix the console. At least now you know that PS4 Slim HDMI connectors will not work on PS5 game consoles. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.